basically, if you could start by just telling us a little bit about how did you learn about web accessibility?
Yeah, so I think web accessibility is something that's always been in mind when when I designed our website and any websites before that. Um, it's also over the last few years become an increasing point of litigation, both in good faith and perhaps not in good faith. But the challenge is that while I think that a lot of what we do with design is with accessibility in mind, alt tags, things like that, easy navigability. There's so many edge cases and so many uh, challenges and nuances to making sure you're compatible with screen readers and the like that are almost impossible to integrate without some sort of solution sitting on top of what you've already built. And accessiBe is the only thing that I've seen that actually does that in an effective way without interfering with your website. It's not coming in and changing anything about your website. It's genuinely, and I did not believe this until I started using this, it's genuinely completely invisible to regular users and completely usable and visible once you know how to activate it, or if you have a screen reader, or if you need the accessibility features.
Amazing, amazing, perfect. Um, so, um, next question here. So, why is web accessibility important for your business?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we do want to be accessible to everyone. And I certainly know, I mean, I did check with our customer service staff when we started getting into the formal web accessibility, the legal side of things, like, hey, do you ever speak with customers who maybe are blind or something and have trouble using our website? And they say, oh, we've spoken to a lot of customers who might be blind or something like that, or have some, I don't even know what the polite word is to use. Sorry, what's the blanket term that you want me to
Yeah,
use?
like somebody with a disability or an impairment.
Disability or
Yeah,
anything, right?
yeah.
Like anybody with a disability or impairment who's calling and trying to order the products and having trouble using our website, and they've said, no, we haven't really heard that there's any issues with the website, but we do have a lot of folks like that call. So we do know we obviously have customers like that. So we want to be accessible to all of them. And yeah, there's been also the litigation stuff happening in the last few years that we want to make sure that we're in the green with.
Yeah, so it's like a combination, one of risk aversion, obviously, but also making your products and your services as available as possible to, the audience that is needing and looking for those things. And there's a revenue aspect there as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously it should make business sense just to make your product and your pages as accessible to everyone as possible.
Totally.
And the frustrating thing about the legal side of things is that I feel like there's genuine accessibility, and then there's accessibility standards that sometimes have very little to do with what's real about accessibility. So I'm
Mhm.
not going to redesign my entire website with colors that violate my brand guide just because there's some arbitrary standard about contrast. If I
Yeah.
can have something that allows that to be enabled for the people who need it, that's ideal. And that's what accessiBe can provide.
Amazing. You sounded really great there. Okay, so last question. So, what ultimately made you choose accessibility?
I chose accessiBe because it's, man, I don't want to.
It's
I
okay.
have I have
Take
faith.
two.
I don't remember the exact things that I checked. I have faith based on my research that it has held up to legal challenge, which was important to me. So I mean, basically, first I needed something that held up to legal challenge, and beyond that, I needed something that was genuinely accessible for all users. So again, what worried me about a lot of accessibility solutions is that they would not make the web that they either wouldn't make the website practically accessible, they just meet these stupid legal requirements that are to me pretty arbitrary, or that they would actually hamper the experience for people who don't have an impairment or a disability, just so they would meet these legal standards. And again, accessiBe's whole philosophy is like, we are not there unless you need us to be. So I haven't
Yeah.
noticed any issues with site load speed or whatever. I look at like the waterfall cascades on site loading. There was this other accessibility plugin that a dev team put into our site when we were building a new one, and it was adding like 2 seconds to site load, which is insane. So accessiBe hasn't done anything stupid like that. accessiBe is just very lightweight. I don't even notice it. And it was so easy to customize, and so easy to get set up in my way, which is I didn't want there to be a hovering image. I wanted it to be accessible whenever a screen reader tries to trigger it, when you hit tab so you can tab through the site correctly, or just in the footer. And even with Shopify, I think I was able to get that footer link enabled, even though it's like a JavaScript firing, without editing theme files. Or if I did have to edit the theme file, it was literally 30 seconds of work. So just super simple, got everything done, didn't get in the way. Honestly, the perfect solution.
Amazing. Casper, you were really, really awesome. I really, really appreciate that. That's all we need. Thank you for your time. You've
Perfect.
been incredible.